Okay, so I'm Grasswalker. Hello and welcome to game 2 of this best of 3. I need to just put the little toggle on there. Of the lower bracket semi-finals for the Dota 2 Bot Masters 2022. On the Radiant side, we have Bot Experiment, Credit Furious Puppy. And on the Dire side, we have the local development script, which is Edge AI, who are 1-0 up in this series so far. We'll start the lobby and let them start drafting whilst we talk about what's on the line here. So Edge AI, if they win this game, on the Dire side, if they win this game, they will advance to the lower bracket finals where they will play off against a beginner AI.
Tidehunter.
Now both Edge AI and beginner AI come from Group A, and they already played each other, and beginner AI dominantly handled them 2-0. So, there's a school of thought where you want Furious Puppy to advance, so that we can see some new matchups we haven't already seen, and hopefully the grand finals will not be any form of rematch whatsoever. I just saw that we've got a Techies pick and an Alchemist pick. Neither of those heroes have been picked this tournament at all. Lone Druid has not been picked this tournament at all. These are some new heroes, that's for sure. Techies, this is the second time Ricky's been picked in this tournament, and I mean, Furious Puppy, they just picked Ricky and lost with it. I don't know if you pick a hero that you just lost with. They obviously have a lot of confidence with it. Their safe lane player obviously considers Ricky their comfort pick. But I'm not sure if Ricky's the choice. Your back is against the wall. You need to win these 2 games. You don't win these 2 games, you're eliminated from the tournament. And they picked the Ricky that they just lost with. And it wasn't like they lost with it, but the Ricky looked good. The Ricky looked bad, and they lost with it. In other news, we have Techies and Ricky here in the middle lane, both tanking the tower. This sort of top of the staircase area, causing them some problems. I am fascinated to see what Techies does this game, because I have never imagined that bots can play Techies. As well as this, he was recently reworked to have new skills that work completely differently to how they used to. Proximity mines are no longer the Q, they're now the ult. You no longer have those green mines that everybody hates. You've got a taser, you've got sticky bomb, these are new abilities. I don't know if Furious Puppy's ever used these abilities before, or if it even knows how to skill them or how to use them. We'll see. But the Ricky is hanging around on the middle staircase. Alchemist has gone Greevil's Greed first. This could be very good or very bad for him. Your mid lane is Alk versus Lone Druid. Neither of these heroes have been picked at all this tournament. Let's see what they can do with it. Your safe lane is Venge Nightstalker against Ricky Techies. I have to imagine that Venge Nightstalker take this, especially when that first nighttime comes in 4 minutes. I can see these 2 heroes bullying both of these out of the lane. Then we have Lycan Phoenix up against Jakiro Tide. I feel like Jakiro Tide should win this lane. Phoenix's right-click damage is poor. Lycan's right-click damage is not great. Tide, once he gets a couple of points in this Kraken Shell, damage blocking 34 against the Phoenix that only hits for 50. You can effectively just ignore the enemy heroes and sit in the lane. You'll never have to go base, you'll never have to buy regen. You don't have to worry about anything in the world. Let's just take a look at this mid lane, because I just saw that Alchemist has taken over the CS chart. He's 6-2. Obviously, Lone Druid has these 4 creeps to kill. If Lone Druid does last hit these 4 creeps, he will also be at 5 CS. He's kind of stuck on that cliff. Edge AI. The cliff causing him quite a bit of trouble. Both the main hero and the bear struggling with the top of that staircase. Ooh, resummoning the bear when the... Okay, the bear just leveled up. Never mind. My bad. I thought he just resummoned the bear. That worried me. Unless when you level up, it automatically resummons the bear when you put a skill point in it. That's fun. We're seeing not even nighttime, no nighttime required, and the Riki is being forced out of the lane, and the techies could be our first blood here. An Orb of Venom on this Night Stalker would make a world of difference in this lane. Minus armor, right click, she's got two big fat heroes, both for stuns, both for slows. And the first blood is actually the Tide on the Phoenix. We got mugged off there. Might be, it probably won't be a double kill down here. We missed the first blood by a millisecond. I want to just watch the Alk farm. I see he has 11 CS, but I want to watch him get some. Obviously, each creep that he gets worth so much more. Net worth, Alk on top.
Death's bounty.
Even over the Tide who got first blood. So, lanes so far. Lycan with 10 CS, he's having a good time. His Phoenix got killed, but that doesn't bother the Lycan too much. Radiant safe lane, Riki has 11 CS. Significantly out farming the Night Stalker, actually, he only has 3. It's all well and good chasing the Riki out of lane and killing the techies, killing the Riki, sorry. But he's getting the farm out of this lane. He's getting the levels out of this lane-ish. He's only level 3. Once one of these creeps dies. The other hero is 3.5. Oh no, both die are also 3. So Riki keeping up fine there. Stun comes out, but the damage is so much. Nighttime in 30 seconds. You have to imagine that these moves in nighttime, they just work, and the kills just start racking up. Orb of Venom really needs to be the pickup for Night Stalker. I think the chase onto this Riki would be guaranteed with that Orb of Venom slow. Salve cancelled, game ruining for the Riki. He just has to walk to base now. Nighttime in 5 seconds. Keep an eye on this Alk, who's not really farming mid, but is standing mid. Misses the CS. You can't afford to do that as an Alk with max Greevil's Greed. It is the time of the night. Not enough mana for a Void, though. Only 1 mana a second. Void in 8 seconds for him. Bracer Wand Quelling. Not quite what you want at 5 minutes, but it'll do, I suppose. Venge finds the techies. Not sure if I've seen techies use a skill yet this game. He is skilling them, though. Sticky Bomb, Blast Off. See, Blast Off is also kind of a new one. Because that's not quite what he used to have. He didn't have Blast Off when he was first released, it was something else. Because Blast Off just does a bit of damage to himself, whereas before it was guaranteed a suicide launch. Night Stalker, he's turned up mid, but I'm not sure what he plans to do. Venge is also mid. So they've abandoned the safe lane. Looking to put some pressure on the Alp. It's a bit too late, he's already level 6. Riki will enjoy the solo XP of these 3 range creeps. I should get him to level 4.
Denied.
Ooh, Night Stalker with a cheeky deny of one of them. The Riki will hit that level 4 anyway. A very calm and peaceful laning stage this game. Both teams tentative, of course. Edge AI on the Dire side are aware that if they win this, they're in the lower bracket finals. So they don't want to make any silly mistakes and put themselves in danger. And Furious Puppy knows if they lose this game, they're out of the tournament. So they don't want to make any silly mistakes. Alk really struggling to get the farm going. Reaver's Girl not quite cracking up the way that he wants it to. He's got 23 CS at 7 minutes, which is okay. He is top of the net worth, but as an alchemist you need to be top of the net worth and then some. If you're even with other heroes, you're actually quite far behind. Seeing a chase down onto the Lycan. Barely seeing the end of it. Nice path, couple of right clicks, and Lycan's dead again. It's the only hero on the Dire side that's having a decent game. Just got killed. The support Jakiro having more net worth than 4 of the Dire heroes. Could be quite dangerous. You can't take it too seriously though, because of course it's an alchemist lineup, so they're always going to be ahead on gold. Or at least they should always be ahead on gold. Phoenix getting low. Don't know what got him so low, because no one's anywhere near him. The Radiant lineup, Alchemist, the Furious Puppy lineup should always be ahead on gold. So if you're looking at this and you're a Edge AI fan and you see a 2k gold lead at 8 minutes, don't worry, it's an Alchemist game. But also worry a little bit, because on your net worth, you've almost got 4 Radiant heroes taking up the top 4 spots. Night Stalker can't quite finish off that techies. Could have done with a bit more help from the Venge, really. Venge just kind of sitting in the lane, not providing anything for that. It's all well and good that Avenge sits in lane and farms a wave or two. Now she's top of the Dire heroes, but I think you'd rather have had Night Stalker get a kill and then enable his game to pick up. Ricky might be in big trouble. It depends how hard the tier 2s hit him. And then the tier 1s are coming up soon after. I mean, if Night Stalker just puts a void on him, he doesn't have any mana. Venge, where are you? She misses the stun, or he gets dodged rather, disjointed by the Ricky. Tricks the trade, keeping him safe. Alk really farming up a storm now. 3,600 gold. Putting up. No items on the bear. That's not good. Usually you want to put a couple of items on the bear. We might see a big problem coming out of that. Alchemist missing all of the CS there, except for one. Ekis dies, gets picked off. Night Stalker finds him just as night ends. Nice bit of recovery for his game at least. Now they want the Alk. His ult coming to an end in about 6 seconds. It's your Lycan. Trouble getting chased out of his own lane. Only Dire hero having a good game. And Radiant doesn't want that to happen. They want to punish it. Lone Druid not using the space of the free lane, just bricked on the high ground of the staircase. I really want to know what causes this. I mean, what could possibly make people get stuck at the top of the staircase? What aspect of his intelligence is failing him? Ricky getting chased. Minus armor's on him, but there's no follow-up. Couple of cheeky right clicks from the techies. Still haven't seen him use a spell this game. On Soul Ring as well, which is very interesting. Alchemist jungles himself up an occult bracelet. The Alchemist bot is scripted to jungle Furious Puppy. With that one aspect of their game, a jungling, farming, mid-alchemist, that might really cause some problems. Night Stalker getting jumped, but he is quite tanky. The more attention they play to the Night Stalker, the better it is for the Venge, who's on the side. And they're still trying to run out, but the Ricky's about as low as he is. Now the tower dives on, minus armor onto the Jakiro, ice paths off the mark. They're still diving, Techi's stunned under the tower, Jakiro tanking the tower for his team. And it's an awkward exchange. 3 versus 2, big dives, but it doesn't work out for them. Instead, it's the Avenge it kind of works out for. Lycan rocks up. Wolf mode already used. Hasn't skilled Summon Wolves, which I do not like at all. I mean, Summon Wolves is probably your best skill. Like, what's the point of Feral Impulse if you don't have the wolves alongside it? Alchemist, thinking of stacking, but just decides to start farming it. Lycan chasing the Ricky a little bit too long here. Ooh, Alk could have just one-tapped this Bruiser. 60 health on the Bruiser, Alk hits for 100. $5k net worth Alchemist. His item build gonna be though? He's saving up. If it's a Radiance Rush Alchemist, this could be game over. Could be a win on draft. A Lance picked up by the Alchemist. He's sticking with the Bracer. +3 to everything, mana regen. That's what Alk needs. A little bit of mana here and there. Like to see him use the acid spray a bit more. Laning stage. Kind of finished. I mean, everyone's a little bit everywhere, but we've still not got any of these big fights. Got no form of initiation really on either team. I don't know if we're in for a long game because of that, or if it's hard really to know what to expect from this game. Lone Druid has levels and not much else from having sat mid. He looks like he might die to creeps here. Ace on the Jakiro, but it's the Macropire people I need to worry about. Phoenix, cheeky little egg. Ensure that he's okay. Night Stalker pops the ult. Ricky's just invis. No dust on either of the heroes, so they don't have a way to punish. It's a low health Ricky. Tide's here now, he's got the Ravage. They didn't know the Tide was here. Are they still going to commit for this? They are. Chasing in the Radiant jungle. Oh, the Ravage saves that Techies. Might lead to the death of the Venge, but they need to find her. She's juking through the trees. She does get gushed to death.
Think of it as
and
caviar.
the Night Stalker's kind of awkward. Ricky's invis, Tide's too big, and the other guy got out. He's on the run. It's still farming up a storm. Using in the acid spray. Getting back middle. What's his farming route like? Bad, that's what it's like. But even though his farming route's bad, he has a farming route. Ricky dies under the tower. I have no idea how or why he was there. Swapped. But a nice play from the Venge. Lone Druid in the Macropire. Ice Path, Gush, couple of right clicks, he's dead. I mean, we haven't seen a Lone Druid pick this tournament yet, and for good reason. It's not showing to be worth anything. Sub-creep. Oh no, now it's the Lycan stuck on the staircase a little bit, facing the Jakiro. I don't know if this is a dive you want to commit to. Go in wolf mode, but he doesn't have any wolves. He just has 4 points in Feral
I will
Impulse.
slake my thirst for revenge.
The TP's coming bottom. Radiant might be showing that they want to get a push going. Neither side really having attempted any pushes. 16 minutes into the game. And that only favours the Alchemist lineup. I mean, this guy, he'll take as long as you give him to free farm. He doesn't mind one bit. Max Greed Alchemist. He's sitting 2,000 gold clear of anyone else. When this camp, if he just commits and right clicks a little bit, he starts killing this camp, I'll give him another 300 gold. Meanwhile, I've got a fight going on. Night Stalker Revenge die, and they pick off the techies, but don't get much more than that. Alchemist, he's picking up that Sacred Relic. As soon as he gets Radiance, this game's starting to feel over for the dire side. Here now, standing on the high ground, chatted out, kills off a couple of creeps. Extending his net worth lead further and further. Sacred Relic is up. A small fight breaking out. They found the Lycan. Doesn't have shapeshift, so he's kind of stuck in the river. He could start running, but Gush plus Ice Path will stop him. Now he's slowed with a dual breath and he's dead. The only dire hero that's like kind of having a decent laning stage. Now dead. Night Stalker going in, couple right clicks, kills off the techies. Here's your Alchemist. He hasn't got the Radiance yet, but he still hits really, really hard with the Sacred Relic. Ice Path off the mark, just hits the bear. Liquid Fire onto the bear as well. Alchemist channeling the stun. Out comes the egg. They're all under the tier 1 though. It's a great egg. Out comes the swoop. And they're picking them all off. It's looking to be a 5-man wipe so far, but the Ricky's invis. He gets out. They get distracted by illusions. That's just a small punish. It's not the fight recap we're looking for at all. Now they've attracted the attention of 5 dire heroes bottom. They might go for a push on this tower that only has 200 health left. There's the fight. The XP graph, massive plummet. Hyde wants to do something about this, but doesn't have the tools in his toolbox to stop them. Now we've got a 5v3. These heroes found out Tide is tanky, but he's not that tanky. He's swapped in and he's dead. Nighttime will come to an end in 30 seconds, but it was a good nighttime for the dire side. He took 2 good fights, got a couple of pickoffs, and got a tier 1 tower. And now Edge AI, same as before. They're going for a relatively early tier 2 push. Not fully committing to it, the macro fire will definitely put a stop to this push as it massacres the creeps.
Dire structures are fortified.
Night Stalker, he wants to go in though, pops to nighttime. Alchemist, he hasn't used his ult yet. This is a huge opportunity for them. Alchemist, oh, he lives! Channeling the stun though, he's gonna stun himself, but it doesn't matter. That was so close. If the Night Stalker gets that 1 extra right click off, and Alk dies under silence without using his ult, that's a really game-changing pick-off. Alk's Radiance, it's close. The techie's looking like he's picked off. I mean, the Lone Druid's in such an awkward place. Alk stunning the Lone Druid under the tier 1. He'll get out fine. How much is the... Okay, it's not a recipe anymore, it's the Talisman of Evasion. Oh wow, the swap in on the Alk was beautiful, but can the Alk just walk out? He can! No, he dies in the end. One little right click comes out. Lone Druid getting right click down. He's low enough to die. The Ricky's also so low. Tricks the trade. Ice Path. And it's going to be a 5-man wipe. Radiant, they get everything and more, and all it cost them was an Alchemist. Now they're looking to get a tier 1 as well. Liquid Fire at the very least will burn the tower down. Got another Liquid Fire. Oh, he hasn't skilled it, to be honest. See, normally when I play Jakiro, I like maxing Liquid Fire.
Middle tower has been denied.
This guy, he wants Dual Breath, Ice Path. Phoenix, the egg is off. It's gonna pop, most likely. Out comes the egg. Stuns. There's no follow-up. Swap is in. Jakiro's low. Minus armor. Creep Wave doing the work as well. The kill on the Jakiro Tide. Too big of a meal pick off for these two. Both of your supports this game. Andrew not giving any items to the
Radiant
bear.
structures are fortified.
Fight mid. Venge getting right click down. She's lower and lower, but the tide is also quite low. Alchemist stun gets popped, and the Night Stalker just wants to run away.
You want I should keep punching him, boss?
Ooh, a couple more right clicks coming out from the Lycan, but he's under the effect of the Anchor Smash, so he only hits for like 7. Stun. Thrown out from the Alk. That'll hold the Lycan in place for now. A couple more right clicks, a gush. Oh, the Lycan shapeshift comes to an end and he's dead.
You've been mixing with a wrong crowd.
Phoenix now overstaying his welcome. There's no friends nearby. Silence, right clicked, dead. And after those couple of awful fights, you've got Lycan Venge Night Stalker, then you've got Lycan Phoenix dying. Now it's 4 Radiant Heroes on top of the net worth. Light comes in, but the Macropire immediately on the Lone Druid. He's almost dead, and the fight's only just began. Venge is dead too now. They're diving onto the Night Stalker, and Furious Puppy looks like they want some revenge. Oh, the Ravage even, just to hold the Lycan in place. Dual Breath onto him. Comes the stun. And Lauk is like out here on his own now. No more help for him. Phoenix struggling to stop the creeps from taking power damage. The Lycan, he chased a little bit too deep and now he's dead too. And it's falling apart for Edge AI. Furious Puppy taking over this game. I'm just going to pull my curtain open because the lighting just got drastically worse when the sun went behind a cloud. Phoenix ult completely wasted there. That's not how you want to use that at all.
Night silence.
Night Stalker silencing the tide, hitting him, but even just 2 points in the Anchor Smash renders him unkillable for this Night Stalker right now. Now the turn is here. Stun onto 4 from the Alchemist. Macropire onto 3. All he needs to do is land an Ice Path in a second, and he's going to secure 2 more kills for his team, and here they are. Right clicks onto the Lone Druid, right clicks onto the Phoenix, and it's a massacre. In the last 8 minutes, they've killed 15 dire heroes. They're looking to make it 16 as they see this Lycan. He's running in, he's trying to transform. Should have done that before you went in, my friend. As you're getting chased, the stun from the Alchemist will finish him. Oh no, the Blink Strike from the Riki will finish him. 5 neutral items, 1 on each hero. Alchemist looks like he wants to buy a Radiance recipe, which doesn't exist anymore. So the Alchemist is bricked. He's not going to get any better for the rest of the game, but I don't think it matters. Night Stalker's picked off, right click down. Phoenix is next on target. Doesn't cancel the swoop. Nice path, captures the Venge. He's dead. They're just running into the base, killing them one after the other, and Radiant haven't lost a hero in a long time. Stun on the Night Stalker, he's dead too. Now they're under the tier 4s, the tier 3s aren't dead yet. If there's a glyph from the dire side, it could team wipe the Radiant, honestly, just from the tower damage. Hero, he's gonna get the Lycan. Pure disrespect. Tidehunter more than happy to tank these towers for his team. I think if you glyphed here, that would have been a team wipe though. Lone Druid also low. Throw the stun from the Alt. The Alt puts the little acid spray down. One little right click, it's in slow motion. Blink Strike from the Riki steals the kill from the hands of the Alk again. It's now a 15k gold lead. I mean, look how drastically this game fell apart for the dire side. A nice egg pops. It stuns 3. Swap back in. They swap the Alk in. He's dead. He's worth 1,000 gold.
Fortune favors.
Combat gold might start favouring the Radiant. The Dire, sorry. Look how quickly this game fell apart. From here, 2k lead to here, 15k lead. Ravage, it lands onto 4. No follow-up though. The Riki's invis. They need detection. They kill the techies. Find the Riki. Kill him as well. Dire showing signs of life. Picking off the Alk, the techies, and the Riki. Now they've set their sights on the Tide. Stun onto him. He's so tanky, but not nearly tank enough to stop 5 heroes.
Tide. in my
1500,
father's
1600 gold for that one, and then a little bit for the Tide too. I mean, he was worth 1000 gold. Get the tier 1, that's worth another
Radiant
1000 gold.
structures are fortified.
Edge AI has their work cut out for them if they want to come back in this game.
Has fallen.
Yeah, that Tide kill was worth 1300 gold, wow.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They're fighting against the tier 2 now. Demolish damage from the bear on the towers will add up. They're standing in the macro though. You need to show some respect to that macro fire. Phoenix gets trapped. Dive cancelled by another hero. Venge is dead. Light comes next to call. Clean up 4 heroes, and just when you thought Edge AI might have been working towards a comeback, they get massacred when they try to make a push on the Dire tier 2. Meanwhile, their tier 1's going to die to creeps.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Honestly, just teleport someone down bottom instead of going for that mid push, and you would have profited a lot more.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Still no items on the bear. Everything's just on Lone Druid for now. Radiant, they want to go for a Rax. They want to go for Night Stalker first though. He's tanky, but he's not tanky enough. He's still at a 3rd health though. Naya has no glyph available, ready for this fight. Phoenix egg, it's going to be huge if they stick around, which Radiant does. So they're going to get egged. 3-man egg in the base, huge stun. No one's in the Mac bar except for the Lone Druid there. Jakiro's down. You can't see the Ricky as he tries to make him run away. They're just going to hunt down this Tide. Ricky, though, might make the mistake of revealing himself. Tide's dead. Another hold. Tier 3 tower, only having taken 500 damage. Edge AI. I mean, they want this game, and you can feel that they want this game. Jumps in. Very ballsy by him. Man fighting him in his own smoke cloud. By the time he gets out of Trickster Trade, he is invisible again. Or the man fight inside the smoke cloud. They want to commit. There's 2-man stun from the Alk. Alk's got 6k gold in his pockets. Swap the Alk! It's a huge swap! Venge, you legend. 1200 gold kill right there. Opens the door for this tier 2 push, but this is where they got massacred last time. This time they kill the Ricky and then they get out of the macro fire. You also find the techies who wanders mid for some reason. Edge AI's Death Ball does look quite scary, but it's not nighttime thankfully for 5 minutes. It's not that scary. They should get this tier 2 quite easily. Do they keep going? Are they going to try and pop for a Rax? Ravage is ready, no macro. They're here, they're punching down onto the tower. The bear's here with the Demolish. Liquid Fire slowing their attack speed, but this tier 3 is looking dead. The Glyph Ice Path combo will delay the push. As soon as that glyph ends, that tower's dead. However, all of the heroes are up now. 4-man Ice Path, it looks very good. They just need to commit to defending this Rax. It's going to be close. They got another glyph because the tier 3 fell. Ice Path onto 4 again. Out comes the Ravage, it's onto 4. Macro's on top of that. That forces Night Stalker out of the base. He can't TP out, he's dead. But they're not willing to commit to that fight, so the Rax has fallen. It's too late now, the Rax is dead, but they will jump in. Start picking off 3 heroes. One's in the Yules, it's the Phoenix. He might just be able to egg and get out, but it looks like they have enough attack speed. Pop that egg. I don't know how the Lone Druid got out, to be honest. I mean, he just sort of wandered out at 10% health. Anyone could have just started clicking him, he would have died. Come back. I mean, it's occurring. Edge AI. They don't want to let go of this game.
The coin of the realm.
Picking up those 2 bounty runes, 90 gold each. That's another 1,000 gold for his team, but he gets found. He's not using any of his skills. I'm yet to see him click a single spell this game.
Well done.
Alchemist, standing mid, stuck on the little staircase with the Venge. They're hanging out together. Now he mans up, Venge with the stun. Night Stalker forcing the Alkin a bit too deep. He ends up stunning himself because he can't quite find a target. The Macropire makes things awkward though, kills the Venge. Another stun begins being channeled. Hopefully we'll throw this one onto the enemy team. Got its eyes on the Lycan. Kiro and out, right clicking onto the Lycan with a gush, he's dead.
Meet the undertow.
First racks of the game, Edge AI. 10k gold lead, Furious Puppy. Kill on the Phoenix, also to the credit of Furious Puppy. There are no heroes alive on the dire side. Not after this Night Stalker gets right clicked down by the Ricky. And they get the counter racks off of that. Alchemist getting some good farm top, building up those Greevil stacks. 15k gold for him. Woof. Outside, you guys push mid, I'm gonna farm my way in top. What's the point farming top if you're not gonna spend the money? Radiant push, they're on the high ground. Hero's Liquid Fire slows down the defense. Alchemist getting chased away. Ekis gets swapped under the tower, that's a sacrificial lamb if I've ever seen it. Radiant not willing to commit for the racks. But despite getting 4 heroes wiped, they can't secure a racks. Phoenix, a beautiful egg. They just need the follow-up. Here comes the stun. It's going to stun Ricky under the tower. The Ravage equalizes the stuns. They're both kind of not achieving very much here. Ricky wants to jump in further, kill that Venge. It's going to cost him a lot of his health. They just need to man up onto this Ricky. Ricky jumps in, hacking the Phoenix. Couple more clicks. It's this gush. 8 seconds for the gush though. Oh, he knows he can tank the towers. They don't bother him. Right clicks now onto the Night Stalker. He's getting lower and lower. He's dead. A little bit more push. Techies with the lowest net worth in the whole game. I think he's got half a 4-staff. I don't know if he wants to finish it or not because he has the gold to finish it. Got the Bricked Alchemist. Hyde's gone A on disc. I don't like that at all. Hero's gone Yule's Force. Looks like he wants an Ags next. Ricky with Sanjin Yasha Diffusal Blade. Hero caught out, or is he? Is he fine? Hero getting chased. Good fire, Ice Path off the mark. Uncharacteristic mistake from the Jakiro. Wow, solo kill for the Ricky. Phoenix and Lycan, they want to man up on the Tide, but the Tide is so tanky. You can even just blink out. Then run back in. Gets himself silence. 3 dire heroes trying to dive the Tide. I don't know if that's what you want to be doing. They are going to get the kill eventually, or are they? It's just not so much health. The damage block is real. Catapult split, hitting the side buildings. Lycan looking like he might die to a tier 3, sorry. Dire Heroes, given the run-of-the-mill of the Radiant base, this is what cost Puppy the game last time. They weren't willing to push the Dire Heroes out of the base. Outpost gets claimed. Oh. Apologies, back on the item check. We've got a bricked Lone Druid. He's tried to go for a Dragonlance, and that will be the end of his item build. Tried to go Dragonlance into the Hurricane Pike, but he can't finish the Hurricane Pike. Lycan gets himself found. He's definitely dead. Oh, he swapped to safety. No, he's not. He's still dead. He swapped to relative safety, where he dies. Alchemist, minus armor's up. Right clicks are down. Starts channeling the stun, but there are no heroes nearby, so he's just going to stun himself. And can
Radiant structures are fortified.
finish him? No, not even close. Ricky trying to pick off the bench, and he will. 100 can't do too much to stop him either. He's even willing to jump back in. Oh lord. Kira gets a solo kill on the Night Stalker here. I have no idea how that occurs. He's stuck on a staircase right now. I think he might be trying to place a ward.
Middle tower has fallen.
Phoenix, however, is willing to try and end the game. Should have picked this man Nature's Prophet or Tiny or something, because oh lord is he willing to push, but the hero Phoenix does not necessarily push at all. I mean, he's doing it. All of the small shrapnel buildings have been cleared up. One of the tier 4 is dead, the other tier 4 is down to a third. What's 800, 1600, 2400? Yeah, I mean, it's just above a third. Oh, Night Stalker, where even is he? He's up here. Looking for the Ricky, who does reveal himself now. He's silenced, revealed, right click, but he's invis. The passive that lets him disappear and fade away. No dust on the side of the Dire. Phoenix and the Lone Druid still pushing inside the enemy base. Here comes the Night Stalker, here comes the Lycan. I mean, if you don't start defending, your base is over. I'm even getting my pen out to mark the winner. Radiant side. Furious Puppy, they're just not willing to defend their Ancient. And Edge AI is so willing to push the Ancient. Couple more right clicks and that's it. Edge AI will advance, cleaning up Furious Puppy without too much trouble. And they will earn themselves a rematch. All that time, long ago, Edge AI faced Beginner AI in the group stage and lost 2-0. Now they're going to have to earn that back in the lower bracket finals. We'll say goodbye to Furious Puppy as they have now been eliminated. The final member of Group B has now left the tournament, the Dota 2 Bot Masters. But Group B showing a decent showing to get somebody in that, I believe it's 4th place position. Not too bad. The picks were not there for them this game. The Techies was effectively completely useless. The Ricky did really well, but I don't think you pick Ricky after a game you've just lost with Ricky. Unfortunately, the Alchemist was off to a great start and then got bricked on trying to build a Radiance. I'm not sure how recently Radiance was changed to not need a recipe, but instead need a Talisman. But I know that Furious Puppy bots haven't been updated in about a year or so. So with a couple of updates, a little bit of tender love and care, maybe next year, Furious Puppy bot experiment, you will take over. You might get a little bit further, but they're definitely going to be happy with a 4th place result. It just falls off the podium, but top 4, can't be too unhappy with that. I mean, look how absurd it is of the kill count. You've got 52 to 22, but it was the 22 that won because Edge AI was just so willing to group up and make aggressive pushes, even if it led to them team wiping. We saw success from a similar team that was a lot lower quality in army bots, Army Bots was terrible, but they were so willing to push, and they took a couple of Raxes off really good teams that are still in the tournament to this moment. And Army Bots, they showed that if you're willing to just put your neck out there and push, you can crush bots. My MVPs for the game, a lot of good choices. I think on the Dire side, I want to give it to the Night Stalker. His KDA doesn't look impressive and his net worth is not impressive, but I feel like he provided that fat body for the Radiant side to focus on, chase, harass, chase, overextend on, which led to a couple of decent fights. He also had a good laning stage against the Riki where he forced Riki out of lane. His farm wasn't good in that lane, but I think the Night Stalker provided the presence and the vision and the frontliner for his team to get the success that they needed to have in order to get these pushes going. If that Night Stalker was something else, like let's say it was an offlane Windrunner or something, I don't think they would have been able to sit under the tier 2s and dive towers and suicide for building damage, anything like that. I think a lot of the chases would have been a lot worse, the vision would have been a lot worse. Then again, the Venge swaps. I can count at least 4 or 5 times where Venge made an exceptional swap that led to a critical kill. They can't share the MVP. I'll have a look at damage, but it's not going to favour the Venge, I don't think. Venge, I mean... You know what, screw it. I think Venge's swaps were impactful, and I do like supports, and I'm biased towards supports. So I'm going to go Venge for the Dire side MVP. On the Radiant side, it's so hard to gauge, but I think the Jakiro's Macropyres were critical in not losing this game as quickly as they could have. I don't know if that makes sense in the way. So Jakiro prevented them from losing quicker. I think the Jakiro, he had some gorgeous Macropyres that wiped out creep waves and heroes. He had some excellent ice paths that, similar to the Venge, helped catch a couple of heroes. Frequently landing ice paths on 3-4 heroes. There was a time when Dire was pushing for Rax, and Jakiro landed an ice path on 5 heroes at least 3 or 4 times in a row, used a glyph, bought enough time for his team to all respawn, and probably prevented them from being throned during those deaths. The MVP, the non-valuable player, was Techies. That hero was useless. They didn't use a single spell. 0 ability use whatsoever, a tiny amount of right-clicking, no farm, no net worth, no real support. Like the Obs wards, sure, but they didn't buy any sentries, they didn't buy any dust, they didn't buy any smokes, they didn't buy a gem, they didn't do anything that mattered. Their hero damage was 4,000. I mean, creeps and towers probably do more than 4,000 hero damage in a game. The Techies was not worth having in this game. And it's tragic because, similar to the game 1 of this best of 3, which was so close from start to finish, and I thought if just a couple of things were different for Puppey, I think they could have won this game. It's the same in this game. If just a couple of things were different in this game, I think Puppey would have won. If that Techies was a real hero, I think they would have won. If the Alchemist wasn't bricked on building his Radiance, I think they would have won. I mean, they deserved to win this game. They lost with a 20,000 gold lead and a 35,000 XP lead in hand. They lost despite doubling the enemy team on kills. It was just a couple of key mistakes. The Techies, the Radiance, not defending. Those 3 things change. They've won this game, but they didn't change. So they lost this game. There's the old saying, if my grandmother had 2 wheels and a handlebar, she would be a bike, not a grandmother. You can't just say, well, if they'd done everything differently, they would have won, because if you follow that too much, anyone could win anything if they just did things differently. But congratulations to Edge AI, who will advance to the lower bracket finals and earn themselves a rematch with the beginner AI, and commiserations to Furious Puppey, who is now eliminated from the tournament. They will not be receiving the $100 billion prize pool. Not this year, at least. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the lower bracket finals. Bye.